Okay, so this is a video that's a bit overdue since I did this project a week ago, but I wanted to go ahead and show it to you guys and tell you what I did, tell you some of the things to look for to avoid to make it easier on you. I had to change the bed of my pickup, and the reason I had to do that was because I hit my other bed with my excavator. Now, whatever, this dent really, I mean, it looks pretty terrible, but so does my whole truck, so I don't care. But when I did it, it busted out the taillight lens. Again, not a big deal. A little bit of red tape fixed that up just fine. But I've been without a tailgate now for over a year and a half, and so I figured, you know what, this is kind of the end of it. You know, I'll just get on Craigslist. I'll find a truck bed that's got a tailgate, everything all with it, and I'll just swap out the whole mess. And lo and behold, I found it. 350 bones. The sad thing about it is that it actually used to be a perfect match for my truck. But the guys that had this other truck decided they were going to buff all the paint off. I don't know, because they probably thought they were going to slick it down and pimp it up. You know, I don't know. They buffed off all the red paint, so now it doesn't match. But again, I don't care. This truck was paid for long ago. So I'm just going to run this sucker into the dirt and do what I have to keep it rolling. Anyway, you know, swapping out a truck bed is super simple. It's one of those things that auto manufacturers, or at least Ford, really did right. A couple of quick bolts, and you got it. And what I want to show you is where those are at. Now, in the bed itself, there are 6 bolts. There's 2 in the back, one here, one on the other side. There's 2 more just in front of that, right there underneath my shears. There's one here and one over on the other side. And then there's 2 up in the front corners. Probably can't see it underneath the toolbox, but one up there and one up there. So a total of 6 bolts to look for. 2 more towards the back and the other one's in the front. Pull all 6 of those out. And then inside your fuel door, I like my new fuel door. It's pimped out. It's the shiniest thing on the truck. Inside your fuel door, there's 3 more little screws right here around your fuel cap. 1, 2, 3. So, take out 6 bed bolts, take out those 3 screws, take off your fuel cap, and then the one thing to look for that's a catch that you probably won't think of is right underneath here. This clip, there's a metal, I'm sorry, this clip here. This clip. Let me zoom in on it so you can see better. This clip right here. There's a flat metal flange here that comes off the bottom of the truck bed. And it's designed to help hold up your fuel neck where it needs to be. So this pipe clamp holds your fueling neck to that flange. So when you look underneath the truck, you'll see that pipe clamp and you say, well, what the hell is that there for? It's not even holding anything. But it's holding your fuel neck to your bed, and I promise you, you can't get the bed off without taking it loose. You'll fight and struggle and still not be able to figure it out. So take that loose, just slide your clamp up on the neck, and then the fuel neck will fall down, so it'll be real obvious that you got it. With all that loose, oh, one more, your wiring harness in the back. Jump underneath here. This is the other nice thing. You don't have to take all your wires loose. A lot of people think you do. But what you've got is, bear with me, your wiring harness right here, there's a quick connect. So this right here is coming from your frame rail, and it's bringing all your light power back from, up front, and it just jumps on this quick connect here and then goes into this wiring harness, which goes either way to your taillights. So just undo that quick connect and you don't have to do anything as far as unhooking your taillights. All that undone, you should be able to just pick the whole bed up and walk it backwards. They're not that heavy. You got 2 men, or in my case, myself and my wife. Just pick up here on right in your fender well, and it's pretty well balanced on the fender well, so you just got to make sure you're tall enough. My wife had a hard time because she's a little bit shorter, so when she picked up here, she couldn't pick it up all the way. The bed maybe weighs, I don't know, maybe 200 pounds. I'm really not sure, but it's not that heavy. I can move it around by myself. It's just awkward because you got to try to pick it up and over the frame. Now, you do have to go up and over your bumper. You can't just slide it straight back. Now, the truck I got this off of, they didn't have a bumper, so it was easy. We just slid it straight back, but in my case, you have to go up and over the bumper. But it shouldn't hang on anything. It should slip right off pretty easy. The one struggle that I did have, and if you're anywhere in the rust belt or your truck is, several years old, your bolts here are probably going to be pretty tight, rusted up in the bed clips that are under the bed. Got a good impact. You might be able to run them off with an impact, but these star heads like to strip out. I was able to get 4 of mine out with using the cheater bar and a wrench, and then impact to drive them out. The 2 front ones were rusted tight. I laid under there with the torch and heated them. Well, the back 2 I got loose. These middle 2 I had to heat with a torch and then got them loose. The front two I heated with a torch for a long time, still couldn't pop them loose, and ended up stripping them. So then I had to cut them out, which I thought was real quick and easy. Got up here in the bed, started trying to cut the head of the bolt off, and realized, oh, I'll just blow a hole in the bed. So I thought, man, that's fun. Real quick. Cut a little hole around the bolt, except that runs through a beam. So there's a bottom part you got to cut too. And I didn't know that. So I made my quick cut, was so proud of myself, went to pick the bed up, it was still locked down tight. So I had to crawl under the truck and actually cut the nut off on the bottom side of the bolt flange. With that done, I was able to then pick the bed up and get it off. Now I put my torch away. It'd been about 10-15 minutes that I put my torch away. Everything was fine. Wife and I come out here and start wiggling this bed to try to get it off. And I guess we pinched a wire with a hot piece of metal. And man, smoke just started rolling out from underneath the side of the truck. You'd have thought the whole truck was going to burn down. Which was quite fun because we didn't have a fire extinguisher in the house. But I just grabbed this garden hose here that goes to the chickens, disconnected it, and I just dove on the ground. I mean, I was soaking myself, I was soaking the truck, everything, just trying to put it out, because just as quick as that wire lit up, I mean, I promise you, just smoke just boiling out. Wife, of course, panicked and runs off to go try to find a fire extinguisher. By the time she comes back, I've already got it put out. But it did burn up 2 wires that run to my trailer lights. All my tail lights, blinkers, everything still work fine, but they don't, you know, they go double time, click, 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 because it's got a ground short. So I know the wires that got burnt, I just need to replace them. But that was my fun for the day. So just be aware of that when you're cutting underneath your truck. There are fuel lines, wires, stuff like that. Try to avoid them. Obviously try not to have to cut if you don't want to. But anyway, just want to share that little story with you. How I did it, like I said, 6 bolts in the bed, not 4. 6 bolts in the bed, 3 bolts in your fueling cap, and the clip underneath, and then your wiring harness. Disconnect all that. You should be able to pick the whole thing right up off the truck and set it out of the way, put your new one right in place. I would tell you take the tailgate off, just saves a little bit of weight. Clearly take your toolbox out, save a little bit of weight, anything you can do to lighten it down, and then 2 men can pick it up real easy and set it right off. So if you got a crappy old truck bed, get on Craigslist, because somebody else has probably got an even crappier truck that's got a good bed on it.